Hello, this is Elizabeth Minkeely, and I'm reporting from Sicily, where I had the great pleasure of spending time there this summer, where I saw tomato paste being made. Of course, the tomatoes start in the field and then make their way inside, where they rest for 2 days before being rinsed in cold water. The tomatoes are then brought inside and cut in half. At this point, any defects are also cut off. They are then put in a big pot, along with some seasonings, including bay leaf and onion. The tomatoes are cooked over a medium-high heat, and this allows the tomatoes to start to break up and release their liquid. Once the experts have decided that it's reached the right consistency, the tomatoes are then drained. And here you can see the makeshift drainer that was made from a crate with an old tablecloth on top of it, where it rests for about 20 minutes. The tomatoes are then put through a food mill, and the food mill allows the skins and the seeds to be discarded and the pulp to go into that big white vat that you see there. And actually it goes through the mill twice, and that allows all the liquid possible to be ejected as well. Once you have the sauce, it's left to rest overnight in the kitchen until the next morning when the sun comes out. The next morning, we're in the courtyard, where 5 wooden tables have been set up to receive the tomato sauce, which is now brought out from the kitchen. And you can see it's very, very liquidy. The tomato sauce is put into pitchers. This makes it easier to pour right directly onto the table. And you can see that a rim of wood is being left along the edge so that the tomatoes don't run right off the wooden table onto the floor. Once the tomato sauce has been distributed across the 5 tables, a metal spoon is used to create rivulets, and this allows the liquid from the tomatoes to start running towards the edges. And you can see the liquid is already starting to collect in those ridges and eventually make its way to the edge, because the tables are slanted, and run off the edge, over the edge, and onto the flagstones. Now this is 2 hours later, and you can already see right before your eyes the tomato sauce is already thickening, making its way towards becoming paste. And all during the course of that day, we made more and more rivulets. Now this is the next day. This is day number 2, when the 5 tables have been reduced to only 2. And this is how much it has already begun to concentrate. And now you get a real sense of the sauce actually becoming a tomato paste. And finally, the last day, a bright and sunny day, and Giovanna is bringing out what is the very last bowl full of tomato paste. What started out as 5 tables of sauce has now been reduced to this one big bowl of incredibly concentrated tomato paste. The estratto di pomodoro, because that's what it's called here, will spend one more day in the full sun, becoming even thicker and more delicious until it's taken away, rests for 2 days, put into jars, and making its way towards the table.